It is very important for this message to be delivered in person and not to rely just on the internet. So, imagine this announcement at a very big international meeting of the Santo Diame Church. We are inviting the members of each Santo Diame Church worldwide to invest in the form of paper US dollars all of what you are stashing away in savings or in your safe or in a jar at home or as gold. You can even cash in your stimulus or relief checks if you're able, and use that money now to invest safely and confidently in New Jerusalem, deposited in the bank account on reserve of the Wara Finance Consortium, W-A-R-A, Wara. This money total will be replaced by a new simple paper money in the different denominations, God's money with demurrage, holding charges, to be managed by the Wara Exchange Association. The churches in Brazil and around the world can do the same. Hawaii and Japan especially. Both of these places are already familiar with the natural economic order and Silvio Gazelle. So now there will be basically a pallet full of paper money, God's paper money, to be used strictly as the medium of exchange. This money is to be used right away as prepayment for Diame, because in 1 month a new demurrage stamp must be applied to the back side of each piece of paper God's money. A reminder about unhoardable money with demurrage or holding charges. Most of this paper God's money will be deposited in the bank as usual, not put in a vault or in a jar hidden at home, and not in a suitcase either. Why? It will decay just sitting there. In 1 month, it will be worth less than what you originally stashed away. And remember, this money is a loan. It's an investment. It must be paid back after a certain period of time according to contract, and that will happen quicker than you may think. It will be paid back, not 1 penny more and not 1 penny less. And during economic recession, that is pretty good. Meanwhile, you have Diame to drink. And the money, God's money with demurrage, is going to the workers who make the Diame. These workers will be able to use the new money to pay for basic lodging and food provided by the church's general store in the beginning. But it won't be long before other merchants begin to accept the new God's money. So this new God's money with demurrage will quickly make its way through circulation and back to the Santo Diame leader's hands or in his bank account. What will be done with this money? He or she can buy more raw materials for making Diame. Those workers, the farmers, will be paid like the ones who make the Diame, in God's money. Again, it will end up in the hands of the church leader. What to do with the money? He or she can pay for food supplies and lodging for the Diame workers to buy. The farmers and the carpenters will get the new money. What will they do with it? The carpenter will buy food and build more lodging for visitors or on pilgrimage. And the farmers will invest in growing more raw materials for making Diame. Will the fuel guy accept this new money? Is there a local source for fuel for making Diame? There is wood. For gas, a negotiation is called for. Is the gas supplier a church member somewhere, anywhere? Most of the new money will always end up in the bank of the bank account of the local Santo Diame church. What will the leader do with it? Are there any debts to be paid within the community? The church does have an obligation to the Wara Exchange Association, and the Wara Exchange Association has an obligation to the Wara Finance Consortium. The church in America, for example, does receive the product it paid for. The church leader in Mapia will have surplus money even after fulfilling all loans for good applicants. This won't take long. Another reminder, it takes less money to do the same or even more work when that money carries demurrage charges. The Mapia leader could send the surplus new money back to the Wara Exchange Association, and they can pay down the original loan investment. But why go back to holding on to your recession stash again? The new money decays, so it cannot just sit in reserve. But it is not necessary anyway. Banks do not keep but a fraction of cash on reserve. So the new God's money will be loaned out, for example, to the Diame factory, and this will be necessary. It could also be used to pay community debt. Much less money is needed when using unhoardable money with demurrage or holding charges. And more people, believers, members and non-members alike, will join us accepting the new money. By then, in less than 1 year, the news of this will be global. Much will be revealed. The fog will clear. We will have smooth, steady, continuous sailing for our boats. What will be the wind in our sails? God's money with demurrage. Not too much and not too little, just right. And our boat will be on course for paradise, the promised land, God's kingdom, heaven on earth. You won't have to just look up at the sky anymore. God's image will be reflected in each of us. But what about the loan from the Wara Finance Consortium Collective? The investors of the Finance Consortium are church members. The money they invested was used to pay for Diame in advance. They received their return in the form of Diame, with a very important difference. The Diame will stabilize in price, the price not continuously rising just to cover interest costs. And so, all church members will benefit. A steady flow of Diame, more Diame than before, to feed the growing church. The price will stabilize eventually. That is, after the demand of the growing church is satisfied, and production is just for sustaining the real demand. More money, God's money, will enter circulation in New Jerusalem. What will the leader do with all of it? Alchemy. Purify, refine, pay off all debt, even on the land. The moral of this story: never sell the land again, and never use hoardable money again.